By the time the sun rose over the vast plains of Poland in 1942, the landscape bore witness to a nation caught in the throes of war. The German occupation had transformed the once vibrant cities and rural communities into a tableau of despair and oppression. Yet, amidst the shadows of tyranny, a flicker of resistance began to emerge, fueled by the spirit of the Polish people. The railways, which the Germans had deemed their unassailable lifeline, became the focal point of a clandestine operation that would challenge their perception of control. The German military, confident in their dominance, believed that the railways were firmly under their command. They utilized these vital arteries to transport troops and supplies across the occupied territories, ensuring the execution of their military campaigns. However, unbeknownst to them, a network of Polish civilians, united by their shared knowledge of the rail systems, was quietly documenting German troop movements. This network, known as Wachlarz, would soon reveal the cracks in the German facade of invincibility. The account of the Wachlarz network is not just one of intelligence gathering, it is a testament to the courage of ordinary individuals who risked their lives to fight against oppression. By the time the war raged on, the actions of these rail scouts would become a critical component of the broader Polish resistance, challenging the German narrative and altering the course of history. The German invasion of Poland in September 1939 marked the beginning of a brutal occupation that would last for nearly 6 years. The swift and devastating blitzkrieg tactics employed by the Nazis overwhelmed Polish defenses, leading to the rapid fall of Warsaw and the subsequent division of the country between Germany and the Soviet Union. The occupation was characterized by widespread repression, forced labor, and the systematic extermination of the Jewish population, which decimated communities across the nation. In this oppressive environment, the Polish people were not merely passive victims, they began to organize themselves into various forms of resistance. The Polish Home Army, or Armia Krajowa, emerged as the principal underground military organization, dedicated to opposing the German occupiers and restoring Polish sovereignty. Within this framework, the Wachlarz network was established, driven by the recognition of the strategic importance of the railways in the German war effort. The geography of Poland played a crucial role in the operations of the Wachlarz network. The country's extensive railway system, developed in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, connected major cities and industrial centers, facilitating the movement of goods and troops. Key railway hubs, such as Warsaw, Łódź, and Kraków, became focal points for both German military logistics and Polish resistance activities. The network of railways crisscrossed the nation, providing the Germans with a means to transport their forces swiftly while simultaneously offering the Polish resistance an opportunity to gather intelligence. Daily life under German occupation was fraught with danger and uncertainty. Polish citizens faced curfews, food shortages, and the constant threat of arrest or execution. The Germans implemented strict controls over the population, monitoring communications and suppressing any signs of dissent. Despite these challenges, the spirit of resistance persisted. Ordinary citizens, including railway workers, station clerks, and local informants, began to collaborate, pooling their knowledge and resources to form the Wachlarz network. The logistics of the Wachlarz network were complex and fraught with peril. Members operated in secrecy, using coded messages and clandestine meetings to relay information. They meticulously documented train schedules, cargo manifests, and troop deployments, often at great personal risk. The network relied on a web of informants, each contributing their unique insights into the workings of the German military. The railway workers, who had intimate knowledge of the schedules and operations, became invaluable assets in this intelligence-gathering effort. By the time the network began to take shape, its members faced the constant threat of discovery. The German authorities were vigilant in their efforts to suppress any signs of resistance, employing the Gestapo to root out suspected informants. The consequences of being caught were dire. Many resistance members faced arrest, torture, and execution. Yet, the members of the Wachlarz network remained undeterred, driven by a sense of duty to their country and a desire to contribute to the Allied war effort. The establishment of the Wachlarz network was not merely a response to the immediate circumstances of occupation, it was also a reflection of the broader historical context of Polish resistance. Throughout history, Poland had faced numerous invasions and partitions, fostering a deep-seated sense of nationalism and a commitment to sovereignty. The legacy of past struggles against oppression informed the actions of the Wachlarz network, as its members sought to reclaim their agency in the face of overwhelming odds. As 1942 progressed, the intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network began to yield results. Their reports, initially met with skepticism by both German authorities and Allied intelligence, started to reveal the scale of German operations. The network's ability to document up to 100 train movements a week provided critical insights into the logistical strategies of the German military, challenging the perception of their invulnerability. The account of the Wachlarz network is one of resilience and ingenuity, a testament to the power of civilian resistance in the face of tyranny. While the war continued, their contributions would become increasingly significant, challenging the German narrative of control and setting the stage for a broader resistance movement that would ultimately play a crucial role in the liberation of Poland. By 1943, the Wachlarz network had established itself as a formidable force within the Polish resistance. Operating under the constant threat of discovery, the network's members continued to gather and relay intelligence on German troop movements with remarkable efficiency. Their efforts were driven by a desire to contribute to the Allied war effort and to undermine the German occupation from within. The activities of the Wachlarz network were fraught with danger. The German authorities were relentless in their efforts to suppress resistance, and any hint of subversion was met with swift and brutal retribution. Despite these risks, the members of the Wachlarz network remained committed to their cause, operating with a high degree of secrecy and coordination. The intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network was both comprehensive and detailed. Members meticulously recorded train schedules, cargo manifests, and troop deployments, using coded messages to communicate their findings. This information provided valuable insights into German logistical strategies, revealing the scale and frequency of troop movements across occupied Poland. During the network's activities intensified, the risk of discovery increased. The German authorities were aware of the potential threat posed by the Polish resistance, and any indication of subversion was met with swift and brutal retribution. Despite these dangers, the members of the Wachlarz network remained undeterred, driven by a sense of duty and patriotism. The intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network began to catch the attention of Allied intelligence. The detailed reports provided valuable insights into German troop deployments and logistical strategies, allowing the Allies to make more informed decisions regarding their operations in Europe. This marked a turning point in the war, as the intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network became crucial for planning Allied offensives. The account of the Wachlarz network is one of courage and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. It serves as a testament to the power of civilian resistance and the impact that ordinary individuals can have on the course of history. In the later years of the war continued, the activities of the Wachlarz network would become increasingly significant, challenging the German perception of control and setting the stage for a broader resistance movement. The network's operations were not merely a matter of gathering intelligence, they were also about creating a sense of hope and solidarity among the Polish populace. The members of the Wachlarz network understood that their work was not just about the information they provided, it was about inspiring their fellow citizens to resist the occupiers in whatever ways they could. This spirit of defiance was infectious, and as word of the network's activities spread, more individuals began to see the possibility of resistance. In the face of increasing German reprisals, the Wachlarz network adapted its methods. They employed a variety of tactics to avoid detection, including the use of false identities and the establishment of safe houses where information could be shared securely. The network's members also developed a system of signals and codes to communicate without arousing suspicion. This level of sophistication was essential, as the Gestapo intensified their efforts to root out resistance activities. The intelligence reports produced by the Wachlarz network were not just a collection of data, they were carefully analyzed and contextualized to provide a clearer picture of the German military's intentions. This analysis was crucial for the Allies, who were often operating with limited information. The Wachlarz network's ability to provide timely and relevant intelligence allowed the Allies to anticipate German movements and adjust their strategies accordingly. As the year progressed, the Wachlarz network's contributions became increasingly vital. The intelligence they provided was instrumental in the planning of key operations, including the Allied invasion of Italy and the build-up to D-Day. The network's reports revealed critical information about German troop concentrations and supply routes, allowing Allied commanders to make informed decisions that would ultimately save lives and resources. Despite the growing importance of their work, the members of the Wachlarz network continued to operate in the shadows, fully aware of the dangers they faced. The Gestapo, ever vigilant in their efforts to root out resistance activities, intensified their crackdown on suspected informants. Yet, the Wachlarz operatives, driven by a sense of duty and patriotism, persevered. The Germans, oblivious to the source of the intelligence leaks, remained confident in their control over the railways. This overconfidence proved to be a critical miscalculation. As the Allies gained the upper hand in the intelligence war, the Germans found themselves increasingly on the defensive, struggling to maintain their logistical networks under constant threat. The Wachlarz network's work was not without its sacrifices. Many members faced arrest, torture, and execution at the hands of the Gestapo. The risks were high, but the resolve of the network's members only strengthened in the face of adversity. They understood that their actions were part of a larger struggle for freedom and justice, and this knowledge fueled their determination to continue their work. As the summer of 1943 approached, the situation in Poland became increasingly dire. The German authorities intensified their efforts to suppress dissent, launching widespread crackdowns on suspected resistance members. The Wachlarz network faced unprecedented challenges, but their commitment to their mission remained unwavering. They knew that the stakes were high, and the information they gathered could make a significant difference in the war effort. During this tumultuous period, the network's members found innovative ways to adapt to the changing landscape. They expanded their network of informants, reaching out to individuals in various sectors, including transportation, agriculture, and industry. This diversification allowed them to gather intelligence from multiple sources, enhancing the depth and breadth of their reports. The intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network was not only valuable for the Allies, it also served to bolster the morale of the Polish people. As news of their efforts spread, more individuals began to see the possibility of resistance. The network's work inspired acts of defiance across the country, from small acts of sabotage to larger coordinated efforts aimed at undermining the German occupation. As the year wore on, the Wachlarz network's contributions became indispensable to the Allied war effort. The intelligence they provided was a testament to the power of grassroots resistance, demonstrating that even in the face of overwhelming odds, ordinary citizens could make a significant impact on the course of history. The network's members, driven by their commitment to their cause, continued to gather intelligence and inspire hope among their fellow Poles. In the autumn of 1943, as the war raged on, the Wachlarz network faced new challenges. The German military was becoming increasingly desperate, and their response to resistance activities grew more brutal. The network's members knew that the risks were higher than ever, but they remained resolute in their mission. They understood that their work was not just about gathering intelligence, it was about standing up against tyranny and fighting for a future free from oppression. As the winter months approached, the Wachlarz network's intelligence reports continued to flow into Allied command centers. The information they provided was invaluable, allowing the Allies to plan operations with greater precision and effectiveness. The network's contributions were becoming increasingly recognized, and the members began to understand the impact their work was having on the broader war effort. As the harsh winter of 1944 began to thaw, the Polish landscape, scarred by years of conflict, bore witness to a clandestine operation that was quietly reshaping the course of the war. The Wachlarz network, a seemingly inconspicuous group of rail enthusiasts and station clerks, had evolved into a formidable intelligence-gathering machine. Their meticulous documentation of German train movements was about to make waves far beyond the borders of occupied Poland. The reports, painstakingly compiled and transmitted through a web of coded messages, began to reach the desks of Allied intelligence officers. These documents, filled with detailed accounts of troop deployments, cargo manifests, and train schedules, provided a rare glimpse into the logistical underpinnings of the German war machine. For the Allies, starved for reliable intelligence on Axis movements, the Wachlarz reports were invaluable. In London, the Special Operations Executive, SOE, and the British intelligence community quickly recognized the value of this information. The reports revealed patterns and vulnerabilities in the German supply lines that had previously gone unnoticed. Armed with this newfound intelligence, the Allies could now plan their operations with a level of precision that had been elusive in the past. One of the most significant revelations from the Wachlarz reports was the identification of key railway hubs that served as lifelines for German forces on the Eastern Front. These hubs, critical for the movement of troops and supplies, became prime targets for Allied bombing raids. The intelligence allowed the Allies to disrupt German logistics, forcing them to divert resources to protect their supply lines. The effect of the Wachlarz network's work was not limited to strategic planning. The reports also played a crucial role in the tactical decisions made on the ground. Allied commanders, armed with up-to-date information on German troop movements, could anticipate enemy actions and adjust their strategies accordingly. This intelligence proved invaluable during the planning stages of the Normandy landings, where understanding the timing and routes of German reinforcements was critical to the operation's success. By mid-1944, the Wachlarz network's contributions had become indispensable to the Allied war effort. The intelligence they provided was a testament to the power of grassroots resistance, demonstrating that even in the face of overwhelming odds, ordinary citizens could make a significant impact on the course of history. The network's members, driven by their commitment to their cause, continued to gather intelligence and inspire hope among their fellow Poles. As the Allies prepared for the D-Day invasion, the intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network played a crucial role in shaping the operation. The detailed reports provided insights into German troop movements, allowing Allied commanders to anticipate enemy actions and adjust their strategies accordingly. This level of preparedness was critical to the success of the invasion, and the Wachlarz network's contributions were recognized as a vital component of the Allied strategy. The summer of 1944 brought with it a renewed sense of urgency. The Allies were aware that the window of opportunity to strike against the Germans was closing, and the intelligence provided by the Wachlarz network became even more crucial. The network's members worked tirelessly to gather information, knowing that their efforts could make the difference between victory and defeat. While the war raged on, the Wachlarz network's intelligence reports continued to flow into Allied command centers. The information they provided was invaluable, allowing the Allies to plan operations with greater precision and effectiveness. The network's contributions were becoming increasingly recognized, and the members began to understand the impact their work was having on the broader war effort. In the autumn of 1944, as the Allies advanced across Europe, the effect of the Wachlarz network's intelligence was felt far and wide. The information they provided allowed the Allies to coordinate their offensives on multiple fronts, stretching the German forces thin and forcing them into a defensive posture. The tide of the war was turning, and the contributions of the Wachlarz network were a key factor in this shift. As the winter of 1944 approached, the members of the Wachlarz network continued to operate under the constant threat of discovery. The Gestapo's crackdown on resistance activities intensified, and the risks faced by the network's members grew ever greater. Yet, their resolve remained unshaken. They understood that their work was part of a larger struggle for freedom and justice, and this knowledge fueled their determination to continue their efforts. By the end of that year, the Wachlarz network's contributions to the Allied war effort were becoming increasingly recognized. The intelligence they provided had played a crucial role in shaping the outcome of key battles, and their story began to emerge as a vital part of the historical narrative. The members of the Wachlarz network had become symbols of resistance, embodying the spirit of defiance that characterized the Polish struggle against oppression. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network would persist long after the war had ended. Their contributions to the Allied victory were a testament to the power of grassroots resistance, demonstrating that even in the face of overwhelming odds, ordinary citizens could make a significant impact on the course of history. The network's members, driven by their commitment to their cause, continued to gather intelligence and inspire hope among their fellow Poles. As the war in Europe drew to a close in May 1945, the world began to take stock of the immense human cost and the profound changes that had swept across the continent. In Poland, a nation that had endured years of occupation and suffering, the end of the war marked the beginning of a new chapter. The stories of resistance, courage, and sacrifice emerged from the shadows, and among them was the remarkable tale of the Wachlarz network. The summer of 1944 marked a pivotal moment in the European theater of World War II, as the Allies prepared to launch a series of offensives that would fundamentally alter the course of the conflict. The intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network had provided the Allies with a strategic advantage, allowing them to anticipate German movements and disrupt their supply lines. However, this turning point was not without its moral dilemmas and consequences, both for the resistance fighters and the broader Polish populace. As the Polish resistance grew bolder, the Warsaw Uprising erupted in August 1944. This audacious attempt to liberate the Polish capital from German occupation was fueled by the intelligence gathered by the Wachlarz network, which had meticulously documented German troop deployments and logistical movements. The uprising was seen as a chance to reclaim Polish sovereignty and assert national identity in the face of oppression. Yet, it was also a gamble that carried immense risks. The decision to launch the uprising was fraught with complexities. The leaders of the Polish resistance were acutely aware of the potential for catastrophic consequences. They understood that the uprising could lead to severe reprisals from the German forces, who had already demonstrated their willingness to use brutal force against any hint of rebellion. Yet, the urgency to act was palpable. The Allies were advancing on multiple fronts, and the Polish resistance felt a pressing need to seize the moment. The initial days of the uprising were marked by a surprising degree of success. Resistance fighters managed to capture key positions in Warsaw, bolstered by the intelligence provided by the Wachlarz network. The reports had revealed the locations of German troop concentrations and supply depots, allowing the insurgents to strike with precision. However, this initial success was short-lived. The Germans, caught off guard but not unprepared, quickly regrouped and retaliated with overwhelming force. As the battle for Warsaw raged on, the consequences of the uprising became increasingly dire. The German response was swift and brutal, characterized by indiscriminate violence against civilians and resistance fighters alike. The city became a battleground, and the Polish population found itself caught in the crossfire. The once vibrant streets of Warsaw were transformed into a landscape of destruction, as buildings crumbled under the weight of artillery fire and air raids. The moral dilemmas faced by the resistance fighters deepened as the uprising dragged on. Many began to question whether the sacrifice of lives was justified in the pursuit of liberation. The intelligence that had once empowered them now felt like a double-edged sword, as the knowledge of German troop movements also revealed the overwhelming odds stacked against them. The realization that their actions could lead to the deaths of innocent civilians weighed heavily on the hearts of the resistance leaders. Despite the growing despair, the determination of the resistance fighters remained unyielding. They fought not only for their own freedom but for the memory of those who had suffered under German occupation. The uprising became a symbol of defiance, a testament to the resilience of the Polish spirit in the face of tyranny. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, the toll of the conflict became increasingly apparent. The city was devastated, and the civilian population endured unimaginable suffering. The effect of the Wachlarz network's intelligence continued to reverberate throughout the conflict. While the uprising ultimately ended in tragedy, the intelligence they provided played a crucial role in the broader Allied strategy. The information on German troop movements allowed the Allies to coordinate their offensives on multiple fronts, stretching German forces thin and forcing them into a defensive posture. The intelligence war, waged in the shadows, had significant implications for the outcome of the conflict. As the summer of 1944 gave way to autumn, the Warsaw Uprising came to a heartbreaking conclusion. After 63 days of fierce fighting, the resistance was ultimately crushed, and the city was left in ruins. The German forces, determined to maintain their hold on Warsaw, unleashed a final wave of violence that resulted in the deaths of thousands of civilians and resistance fighters. The uprising, while a bold act of defiance, had come at an unimaginable cost. In the aftermath of the uprising, the consequences of the resistance's actions were felt throughout Poland. The German authorities intensified their crackdown on any remaining pockets of resistance, leading to widespread arrests and executions. The brutal reprisals served as a chilling reminder of the risks faced by those who dared to challenge the occupiers. The loss of life and the devastation of the city left deep scars on the Polish psyche, shaping the collective memory of the war for generations to come. Yet, even in the face of such tragedy, the enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network and the Warsaw Uprising persisted. The intelligence they provided had played a crucial role in the broader Allied strategy, and their bravery in the face of overwhelming odds became a source of inspiration for future generations. The account of the Polish resistance, marked by courage and sacrifice, would not be forgotten. As the war continued, the lessons learned from the uprising and the intelligence efforts of the Wachlarz network would resonate far beyond the borders of Poland. The moral dilemmas faced by the resistance fighters would serve as a reminder of the complexities of warfare, where the pursuit of freedom often comes at a steep price. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network and the sacrifices made during the uprising would become integral to the narrative of Polish history, symbolizing the enduring struggle for independence and justice. With the end of World War II in May 1945, Europe emerged from the ashes of conflict, grappling with the profound changes that had swept across the continent. In Poland, the aftermath of the war was marked by a complex interplay of liberation, oppression, and the struggle for national identity. The contributions of the Wachlarz network and the sacrifices made during the Warsaw Uprising became central to the narrative of post-war Poland, shaping the collective memory of a nation that had endured years of suffering. In the immediate aftermath of the war, Poland found itself under Soviet influence, as the Red Army occupied the country and established a communist regime. The stories of resistance and bravery, including those of the Wachlarz network, were often overshadowed by the new political realities. The Soviet authorities sought to suppress any narratives that could undermine their control, leading to a period of historical amnesia regarding the contributions of the Polish resistance during the war. Yet, the enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network persisted, as the spirit of the Polish people could not be easily extinguished. The intelligence operations conducted by the network became emblematic of Polish ingenuity and resilience, serving as a reminder of the power of civilian resistance in the face of overwhelming odds. The stories of the rail scouts, once hidden in the shadows, began to emerge as vital components of the historical narrative, inspiring future generations to value the role of ordinary citizens in times of conflict. As the years passed, historians and researchers began to uncover the full extent of the Wachlarz network's contributions to the war effort. Their meticulous documentation of German troop movements had played a crucial role in the planning of Allied offensives, and their intelligence had helped shape the outcome of key battles. The stories of the rail scouts became a source of national pride, highlighting the importance of grassroots movements in challenging oppressive regimes. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network was not just in the intelligence they provided but in the spirit of defiance they embodied against oppression. Their efforts highlighted the importance of civilian involvement in Poland's fight for freedom and justice, serving as a powerful reminder of the impact that ordinary people can have in shaping the course of history. The resilience of the Polish people, as exemplified by the Wachlarz network, became a cornerstone of national identity in the post-war years. In the late 20th century, as Poland emerged from the shadow of Soviet influence, the stories of wartime resistance gained renewed significance. The fall of communism in 1989 opened the door for a re-evaluation of history, allowing the contributions of the Wachlarz network and other resistance movements to be recognized and celebrated. Memorials and commemorations were established to honor the bravery of those who had fought for freedom, and educational programs began to highlight the importance of civilian resistance in the struggle against tyranny. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network also served as a source of inspiration for contemporary movements advocating for democracy and human rights. Their story became a testament to the enduring human spirit, reminding individuals that even in the darkest times, hope and courage could prevail. The lessons learned from the resistance efforts during World War II resonated with those fighting for justice and equality in the modern era, reinforcing the belief that collective action can lead to meaningful change. As Poland continued to navigate its post-war identity, the contributions of the Wachlarz network remained a vital part of the national narrative. The intelligence they provided during the war became emblematic of the resilience and determination of the Polish people, serving as a reminder that Norway's fight for freedom is a shared responsibility that transcends generations. The enduring legacy of the Rail Scouts lived on, inspiring future generations to believe in the power of hope, courage, and resilience. The account of the Wachlarz network is not just a tale of wartime resistance but a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, ordinary people can make an extraordinary impact on the course of history. Their legacy lives on, inspiring future generations to stand up against injustice and to recognize the power of collective action in the pursuit of freedom and justice. In the decades following the end of World War II, the account of the Wachlarz network has continued to resonate, serving as a powerful reminder of the impact of civilian resistance during one of history's darkest chapters. As the world grapples with the complexities of modern conflicts, the enduring legacy of the Rail Scouts offers valuable lessons on the power of grassroots movements and the role of ordinary people in shaping the course of history. The conclusion of World War II brought about significant changes across Europe, and Poland was no exception. The country emerged from the war not only battered and scarred but also under the shadow of Soviet influence. The new communist regime sought to suppress any narratives that could undermine its authority, including those of the Polish resistance. The contributions of the Wachlarz network, along with other resistance movements, were often downplayed or omitted from official histories as the government sought to promote a singular narrative of Polish history that aligned with Soviet ideology. For many years, the stories of the Wachlarz network and their courageous efforts were relegated to the margins of history. The members of the network, who had risked their lives to gather intelligence and support the Allied war effort, found their sacrifices unrecognized in the immediate aftermath of the war. The oppressive political climate stifled discussions about the resistance, and many veterans of the Home Army faced persecution or were forced into silence. However, as the political landscape began to shift in the late 20th century, particularly with the rise of the Solidarity movement in the 1980s, the narrative surrounding the Polish resistance began to change. Norway's fight for freedom and democracy rekindled interest in the stories of those who had resisted oppression during the war. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network, along with other resistance movements, began to be reclaimed as a vital part of Poland's national identity. In the years following the fall of communism in 1989, there was a renewed effort to honor the contributions of the Wachlarz network and other resistance fighters. Memorials, museums, and educational programs were established to ensure that the stories of these brave individuals would not be forgotten. The Polish government, along with various non-governmental organizations, began to recognize the importance of preserving the history of the resistance as a testament to the resilience and determination of the Polish people. One of the most significant commemorations of the Wachlarz network's contributions came in the form of public memorials. In major cities across Poland, plaques and monuments were erected to honor the members of the network and their sacrifices. These memorials serve as a reminder of the courage and ingenuity of ordinary citizens who stood up against tyranny, and they provide a space for reflection and remembrance. In addition to physical memorials, the account of the Wachlarz network has been preserved in literature and film. Documentaries and historical accounts have been produced to shed light on the network's activities and their impact on the war. These works not only honor the memory of the Rail Scouts but also educate new generations about the importance of resistance and the role of civilians in wartime. Educational initiatives have also played a crucial role in commemorating the enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network. Schools and universities across Poland have incorporated the history of the resistance into their curricula, ensuring that students understand the significance of civilian involvement in the fight against oppression. By teaching the stories of the Wachlarz network and other resistance movements, educators aim to instill a sense of pride and responsibility in future generations. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network extends far beyond the borders of Poland. Their story has become emblematic of the broader struggle for freedom and justice in the face of tyranny. As the world grapples with ongoing conflicts and challenges to democracy, the lessons learned from the experiences of the Wachlarz network remain relevant today. The intelligence operations conducted by the Wachlarz network serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of grassroots movements in shaping the course of history. Their success in gathering and relaying critical information to the Allies demonstrated that ordinary citizens could have a profound impact on the outcome of a conflict. This lesson resonates in contemporary struggles for justice and human rights, where grassroots activism continues to play a vital role in challenging oppressive regimes. Moreover, the account of the Wachlarz network highlights the significance of intelligence and information in warfare. In an age where information warfare and cyber operations have become central to modern conflicts, the principles of intelligence gathering and analysis remain as relevant as ever. The meticulous documentation and reporting practices employed by the Wachlarz network serve as a model for contemporary movements seeking to counter disinformation and advocate for change. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network also underscores the importance of collective action in the pursuit of freedom. Their story is a testament to the power of community and collaboration in challenging oppressive systems. As individuals come together to advocate for justice, the lessons of the Wachlarz network remind us that collective action can lead to meaningful change, even in the face of overwhelming odds. In the modern era, the recognition and remembrance of the Wachlarz network are not just about honoring the past but also about shaping the future. Their story serves as a call to action, encouraging individuals to stand up against injustice and to recognize the power of collective action in the pursuit of freedom and justice. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network, we are reminded that the fight for a better world is a shared responsibility, one that requires the courage and determination of people from all walks of life. In conclusion, the account of the Wachlarz network is not just a tale of wartime resistance but a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, ordinary people can make an extraordinary impact on the course of history. Their legacy lives on, inspiring future generations to believe in the power of hope, courage, and resilience. As we commemorate the contributions of the Wachlarz network and the broader Polish resistance, we honor not only their sacrifices but also the values they stood for: freedom, justice, and the unwavering belief that tyranny can be challenged. Their story serves as a beacon of hope for those who continue to fight against oppression around the world, reminding us that the struggle for justice is a timeless endeavor that transcends borders and generations. The enduring legacy of the Wachlarz network is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. It is a story that continues to inspire and resonate, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the light of courage and determination can shine through, illuminating the path toward a brighter future.